Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we will be going over our fifth step in schedule planning, which is to develop schedule. Now this is a big topic, so we will be breaking it down into smaller topics. So first topic today that we are picking up is critical path analysis. If we quickly look back of at what we have done, so we have defined the activities, we have sequenced them, we have got the estimates for the time it will take for each activity, and I have got a simple network diagram created here as an example. So first of all, let's understand what this diagram really means. So once A finishes, B, C, and D can start. Once B finishes, E will start. Once E, C, and D, three of them finish, only then F can start. Now, what we are going to do next is we are going to simply calculate the start and finish of each activity, as in the dates. Now here I'm going to do morning to morning calculation. When I say morning to morning calculation, what I mean is that if, let's suppose, activity A started on first morning, it's a 2-day activity, so it will ideally finish on day 2 evening, but I'm going to say that it will finish on day 3 morning. Now whether you finish it on day 2 evening or day 3 morning, doesn't matter. But if we go for morning to morning, our calculations will be much simpler. So what I'm going to do is 1, which is the starting of this activity. In that 1, we just have to add the duration. So 1 plus 2, 3. So if A finishes on third morning, then B can start on third morning, C can start on third morning, and D can also start on third morning. Then B finishes on 3 plus 2, fifth morning. C finishes on 3 plus 4, seventh morning. D finishes on 3 plus 7, 10th morning. Now E, being the successor of B, E can start right after B finishes, which is on the 5th morning, and it will finish on 8th morning. F cannot start until and unless all the predecessors have completed. So on 7th, C has completed, but E and D are still going on. 8th, E and C have completed, but D is still going on. So F cannot start before 10th morning, and it will finish on 12th morning. Now what we just did here, this is called as forward pass, and we could calculate early start and early finish of each activity, which I have written in purple. Now the next thing I have to do is calculate the backward pass. So just like we did the forward pass, now we also have to do a backward pass calculation, and in that we will be calculating the late start and finish of each activity. So assuming that F has to finish by 12th morning, the latest it can finish is on 12th morning, then in order to finish on 12th morning, being a 2-day activity, it must have started, or it should start by 10th morning. If F is trying to start on 10th morning, then E can latest finish by 10th. Don't look at the dates on the top. Now we are doing a fresh calculation where we are ignoring what's written on the top of the box. We are just going with the backward calculation and saying that F has to start on 10th. So that means E can latest finish by 10th. C can also latest finish by 10th. D can also latest finish by 10th. Now in order to finish on 10th, E needs to start on 10 minus 3, that is 7. And C needs to start on 10 minus 4, 6. D needs to start on 10 minus 7, third. Now, B is the predecessor for E, and E wants to start on 7th. So it needs to finish on 7th, and to finish on 7th, it should have started by 5th. Now, A is the predecessor for B, C, and D. Now look at the blue dates. B wants to start on 5th, C wants to start on 6th, D wants to start on 3. If I finish A on 6th, then B and D cannot start on 5th and 3rd. If I finish A on 5th, B can start, C can start, but D cannot start. So A needs to finish on 3rd and start by 1st. Now, just as a thumb rule, remember that when you are doing forward pass, you always take the highest date from multiple predecessors. Like if you go back, we had E finishing on 8th. Now look at the purple dates. C finishing on 7th, D finishing on 10th. So we took the highest date for F, 10th. But when you're coming backward, then you have to take the lower date. Like if you look at the blue dates now, B starting on 5th, C starting on 6th, D starting on 3rd. So we took the lower date, 3rd. Now, why did we do all of this calculation? See, when this calculation is performed, we get a very important piece of information that an activity can start earliest and latest by when. So here, if I look at activity A, the earliest it can start by 1st and latest it should start by 1st, which means I have no scope of delaying this activity by whatsoever amount of time. However, if you look at activity B, the earliest it can start on 3rd, but the latest it can start on 5th, which means this activity can possibly be delayed for 2 days and the project can still finish on 12th, the same time. Now, looking at C, the early start indicates 3rd, the late start indicates 6th, which means this activity can potentially be delayed by up to 3 days and the project can still finish on time. Going to D, no delay possible here. E, 2 days once again, because early start indicates 5, late start indicates 7, so this gives me 2 days of extra time here if required. And F, once again, 0. So in this entire network of activities, I have 3 activities with no possibility of delay on them, which are A, D, and F. So A, D, and F will together be referred to as critical path of your project. And by the way, the extra time that an activity has or doesn't, that's known as float. Don't call it as buffer, don't call it as lag. It has a proper technical name. We call it as float or slack. Now, float simply means the extra amount of time available for an activity by which it can be delayed without creating any impact on your project schedule. So in this example, B and E, these two activities have 2 days of float. As you can see, B and E are connected and they both have 2 days of float. So they both can be together delayed by 2 days. Cumulatively, they can be delayed by a maximum of 2 days. It's not 2 plus 2, it's total 2. Whereas C is connected to the critical path activities. So the extra time which is available is only and only for C. So C has 3 days of float that we can delay it by without creating any impact on my project timelines. So from a project management point of view, or for a project manager, knowing and monitoring the critical path activities is very crucial, because these are the activities that you don't want to delay or that you want to prioritize when it comes to resourcing or ensuring that these activities don't get delayed, because the moment there is a delay on the critical path activities, that's going to create a delay straight away on your project timelines. I hope this was clear. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them. For this video, that's all we are going to discuss. Of course, there are more concepts related to scheduling, which we will be discussing in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Bye. Take care.